Hi, it's Dr. Artis again. This right here is one of the other series in my workshops that I've been doing called Our Imperfect Body, and we're talking about how our bodies are imperfect. But this day I'm talking about strength training for life. You need to do strength training, and one of the reasons why you need to do strength training is it actually helps your body to last longer. Lean muscle burns more fat, lean muscle looks better, and actually it gives you strength to actually give your body to be able to support itself. One of the issues as a chiropractor I deal with all the time is people that have low back pain. One of the reasons why they have low back pain is because muscles are actually overreacting, they're tightening up because there's an imbalance of where some muscles are weak. Especially you got people that work from home and they're sitting at desks for long periods of time. Those muscles can get really weak really fast if you don't use them. And then when you go to tend to use them and you need them, they actually end up damaging them or hurting them, and that can cause that low back pain. So, but overall, lean muscle actually helps you stand up better. You have better posture. You actually function better. That's one of the functions of the spinal column, is to actually keep us upright. And how do we stay upright? By having muscle that actually supports the body, that takes pressure off the joints. I deal with people with knee pain. I give you an example about that. When they have knee pain, a lot of times there's an imbalance between those muscles where they're not working right, and you're putting more stress on the joints. One of the ways that I help people get out of pain is by strengthening the muscles around the joint to support the joint, so you're not putting pressure on the joint. You're actually using the muscles to take some of that pressure off, and that can tend to help people get out of pain. But strength training, in my opinion, people, look at me. Strength training is one of the best insurance policies you can get. It's not your major insurance companies that you might use. Building strength is going to be some of your best insurance muscle, because we lose strength as we get older. You look at older people, they aren't as stronger. When they lose strength, their posture starts to slouch. They stand up flexing and doing like this, and they're actually just collapsing slowly. That's what's happening. And then as we lose strength, because our hormones starts to change. With men, their testosterone starts to drop. They might lose strength. Women, estrogen, progesterone, everything starts to drop, and then they lose strength. You get weaker. You need strength. One of the things I deal with too in my office is I deal with seniors. And with seniors, one of the worst things that can happen is because they might fall because their balance isn't right, because they don't have the strength. One of the ways that you could do that is by lifting weights or doing some kind of resistance training. You don't want to think about weights as bodybuilders walking around and they can't even bend over to tie their shoes. Having lean muscles meaning just being able to lift up a bag of groceries, or being able to actually pick something up and put it in your car, or lift something up and put it in a shelf in your house. You know, just having strong strength is going to carry you a long way, because we tend to lose it. Ways that you can work it is by actually lifting. And when you lift, you actually create lean muscle, which pulls on bone, which helps with bone density. So all the people out there that suffer from osteoporosis and all these things, you need to lift some kind of weights, especially women. Women tend to actually lose bone mass a lot faster than men, and those are one of the reasons why I suggest that they lift more. Men need to lift in general just to maintain that strong frame and be able to do the things that we need to do to carry out and take care of our families and do all the things that we need to do. Now, with that being said, how do you get started in weight training? You just don't want to go to the gym and just start lifting weights. You need to go and you need to gradually start. So we're talking about people with beginners. You need to just go to the machines and just do the guided motions, because those are predictable and you can control the motion. The machine is not going to let you go too far to where you're tilted and all these different things. Even though you can hurt yourself, you want to go with extremely lightweight and go with high reps. So when I say lightweight, you might can do 50 pounds, but you can only do it twice. You might want to go with, instead of 50 pounds, you might want to go with something that maybe 15 pounds and do it like 15 times and do 3 sets of those. So with that being said, you start out slow and you gradually increase. And so you keep track of that and increase. Now, if you don't have any clue about what I'm talking about, you need to get a trainer. You need to ask a professional for help. And that's why you got people around. And I'm pretty sure people will be happy to help you. And sometimes you might have to pay for a trainer and do those things. That's worth it, because that can save you a lot of money in the long run if you hurt yourself. Now, once you get up to that level, once you're doing that strength, you got to make sure that you actually go to the free weights, to where you're actually getting to graduate from the machines, and then you go to weights to where you might have one weight here, one weight here. You're doing curls, you're doing bench press, shoulder press, all these different things, because you want to work those muscles into more compound movements. So instead of just doing bench press, you're actually bending down, coming up, lifting up, and you're doing movements that are more functional, that's going to do it. So you don't end up with one of those muscles that you're overworking and you're tightening. The other thing I would say too is that you need to do is you need to make sure that you actually pay attention to what you're doing and not overwork those muscles like I was saying before. You want to make sure that you actually do legs one day, you do arms one day, you do upper back and shoulders one day, and then you do chest another day. So you want to break it up into a routine so that you're not overtraining those muscles. Now with that right there being said, insurance that you can get that's free, that all you got to do is go to the gym, is build strength up in your body. Everybody needs it, and then you put the right things in your body, you're going to live a long time. I hope that helps. Strength is where it's at. This is Dr. Artis. I'll talk to you.